We have lots of big events going on this weekend. Of course, we have Monster Jam and the Monster Trucks in Orlando, Bike Week in Daytona. We also have rain in the forecast. I'm tracking the latest, including timing out some thunderstorms with Future Track. Live next.
A days-long search for this missing teenager is tragically over tonight. Investigators say they've recovered the body of Madeline Soto in a rural area of Osceola County.
And we did discover what appears to be a body.
On WFTV tonight, we're updating the case against the prime suspect in Madeline's disappearance and now her death.
We have video evidence that shows Stephen Stearns discarding items in a dumpster.
Plus, walking you through the tip that led to today's heartbreaking discovery. Then, a community in mourning gathered tonight to remember young Madeline's life. We're taking you inside this vigil held near her school in Hunters Creek.
And although we lost her here, they gained somebody in heaven.
And only on WFTV tonight, we're showing you the moment an explosion rocked this local apartment complex. Coming up, why residents say they aren't surprised.
None of our issues are ever addressed.
This is WFTV Tonight.
We began tonight with the update none of us wanted to hear. Investigators say they have found the body of 13-year-old Madeline Soto, who had been missing since Monday. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Darlene Jones. We took you out to the scene here in Osceola County live as the tragic discovery of Madeline Soto's body was made during Eyewitness News at 5. Skywitness 9 flew over the rural area east of Harmony High School on Hickory Tree Road. Now, we're told investigators received a tip that the prime suspect changed a tire in that area the day Madeline disappeared. We spoke with Stephen Stearns one-on-one just hours before he was arrested on Wednesday on child sex abuse charges. At the time, he told us during that interview he had dropped off Madeline for school in Orange County on Monday morning. Investigators tell us that never happened.
We have evidence that shows Stephen Stearns returning to the complex and Madeline was visible in that vehicle. We believe she was already dead at that time.
Just disturbing here. Sheriff Mina also says Stearns was seen throwing Madeline's backpack and her school-issued laptop inside of a dumpster on Monday. Deputies started searching for Madeline later that day after her mother then reported her missing. Investigators say her mother did not know she was missing until she received an automated call from the Orange County School District after school. Madeline's mother had been dating Stephen Stearns, again, who you see here. Today, he was transferred from the Orange County Jail to Osceola County because this is now a murder investigation being handled by Kissimmee Police. Channel 9's Chantal Navarro joins us live outside of the jail tonight. And Chantal, there are still many questions surrounding what happened and why.
Yeah, we still don't know how Maddie Soto was killed or why, but we do know this. Investigators are convinced that her mom's boyfriend, Stephen Stearns, is behind it, and he is spending the night in an Osceola County jail cell, facing multiple charges, including child sex battery for now, all while investigators work to tack murder on that list. And Sheriff Lopez told us Kissimmee Police is the lead on this murder investigation now, and they could be out there at that scene for hours searching for evidence in that neighborhood. And earlier today, the Orange County Sheriff's Office also told us that they do not believe at this time that Maddie's mom had anything to do with what happened. They said that she was completely distraught when she heard the news as well. Live in Osceola County, Chantal Navarro, WFTV Tonight.
Just heartbreaking, and people here across Central Florida are mourning the loss of little Madeline. This is a story that has tugged at so many here in our community. The 13-year-old was a student at Hunters Creek Middle School. This vigil you see here was held tonight in her honor and held at a church near the school's campus. Daryl Matthews was there as community members wrapped their arms around each other. Certainly a story any parent, any of us can really understand the heartbreak this family is feeling. The superintendent of Orange County Public Schools expressed her sorrow over little Madeline's death. In a statement today, Dr. Maria Vasquez says she is heartbroken adding she is praying for the Hunters Creek Middle School community. She says counselors will be available for students and staff when they return to campus. But there are questions tonight over how long it took for the Orange County School District to notify Madeline's mother that she never showed up for school on Monday. Jennifer Soto told us that she didn't receive an automated call until nearly 6 p.m. Monday night. The school district says its automated system notifies parents after the school day because the final cutoff for teachers to submit attendance is 3:30 p.m. Now there is a petition pushing for changes in that notification process. We're staying on top of this active investigation into the death of Madeline Soto. And of course, you can count on us as we learn every new development in this case to bring it to you live here on air and on WFTV.com. Moving on to other news tonight, only Eyewitness News obtained this video you see here the moment that explosion at an Orange County apartment complex happened. One person was taken to a local hospital to be treated for burns here. Felicia Ashley spent hours at the complex today speaking with residents who told her there have been ongoing safety issues there. Tonight, state troopers are investigating what caused a deadly crash on I-4. They say it happened just before 7 in the westbound lanes near the Maitland exit. Here is a look from our traffic camera there in the area. You can see the backup it caused. Investigators say an SUV and motorcycle collided. 2 people on the motorcycle were killed. State troopers say the driver of the SUV was not injured. We also have photos tonight of this small plane crash. You can see it crashed right into a building. The nose of it smashing into the side of the warehouse. The crash happened this afternoon at the Massey Air Park in Edgewater. The good news here is that no one was hurt. Still ahead, she was one of the first local breast cancer patients to go through a new breakthrough treatment.
It went from the best time of my life to the worst time of my life.
Coming up, how that treatment helped her beat the disease and what she's now doing to help others. But first, the safety plans for this year's Bike Week in Daytona Beach. We're breaking down what's different in this year's events compared to years past.
Weather pretty good so far for this first official night of Bike Week. Still watching a system out in the Gulf and a chance for rain. I'm updating Future Track, timing all that out for you just ahead.
Sky Witness 9 on Channel 9 Eyewitness News, bringing you closer to the scene during live breaking news. Sponsored by Attorney Dan Newland. Every day on Channel 9 Eyewitness News, we hold people accountable.
Is that the proper way to tow a car?
I honestly think they're shooting fish in a barrel.
Protecting your money by uncovering scams.
They go through several steps to make this look real.
Yeah, it's a business, organized crime.
And alerting you to possible dangers to your health.
Does it concern you that these drugs, these medications are so widely available?
Absolutely, it does.
Watch every day and you'll see why. Channel 9 Eyewitness News is coverage you can count on.
Weather Alert Day is that next level up from just your ordinary storm system.
Because it's about your safety. That's why we issue a Weather Alert Day.
This is not your ordinary storm system, and we need to just give you more notice.
With Early Warning Doppler 9 and the technology behind it, we have the most powerful tools here in Severe Weather Center 9.
Everything comes together to give you the most advanced notice.
We're here as a team to keep you covered,
giving you the facts and letting you get your family prepared. That's our job with Weather Alert Day.
Right now, thousands of bikers are in and around Daytona Beach for Bike Week, and it's also a big weekend for law enforcement in the area. Volusia County reporter Demi Johnson has details on how agencies are working to keep everyone safe. There is so much to do this weekend. We are also just hours away from the big truck show at Camping World Stadium here in Orlando. Crews have spent the last 2 days pouring tons of dirt onto the field at the stadium and setting up the course for Monster Jam. The 12,000-pound trucks will tear up the dirt and speed through the competitions there. They'll be working on speed and skills. There are also pre-show activities for the entire family. Everything kicks off tomorrow and expected to draw a crowd of about 60,000 people. And there is another crowd expected on the Space Coast this weekend for the launch of Crew 8. 3 astronauts and a Russian cosmonaut are expected to launch to the International Space Station on a 6-month science mission as soon as Saturday night at 11:16. SpaceX and NASA are keeping a close eye on the weather, of course, at both the pad and the entire launch corridor. And Tom, you were saying earlier, of course, when we're dealing with people, we got to be extra careful. And
yeah, you know, they have really strict criteria for every rocket launch. They don't like to launch through rain or thick clouds that can generate lightning, but especially when you put folks on the top and launch, yeah, we're going to be real careful. So let me show you what we have here tonight on this Friday, groovy Friday night. Downtown, 71 degrees. We still have a deck of clouds overhead, and we kept mostly cloudy skies, but that's holding in some of the heat from earlier today. Low 70s right now. Warmer than yesterday at this time, +7, +11. And we have a storm system that was near us yesterday. Remember, it cooled us down. That has lifted back north in response to this system, which kind of torqued on it and lifted it back north. We've been watching some showers and storms out in the Gulf of Mexico, but they're just kind of letting off showers. That's about all we've gotten out of this. I think that's all we'll see overnight tonight. Couple sprinkles to Williston, Fellowship, and Ocala. And we do have some heavier downpours, but they're pretty far off the East Coast and should stay out to sea. So where does that put us? It puts us in a nice position for Saturday, at least in the first half of the day. Here's the lunch hour. We are looking good, but we will see some scattered late day showers and a few thunderstorms. We could get into a situation where late Saturday night and early Sunday morning, we get some more raucous weather coming in from the Gulf Coast. But right now, this model run really not showing a whole lot percolating until late Saturday night and then again on Sunday morning. And here's the Sunday morning scenario. Here's 6:15. There's another impulse coming in from the Gulf of Mexico, and depending on the timing of this, the previous model run had this like around midnight to 4 a.m. This time it's showing like, you know, Sunday morning until the early afternoon. So give or take a few hours, we'll be timing this out. And I'm working for George this weekend along with Cassie. So you got us to watch this for you through the weekend. Cranes Roost Park tomorrow morning, more than Pink Walk. We have great weather, mainly just some clouds and mild temperatures. And over in Daytona, of course, bike week. And it's always a beach week over there. We will see some pretty decent weather, mainly clouds and a couple of scattered late day downpours. We'll keep an eye out also for Camping World. But for right now, keep our fingers crossed we can keep the weather until late Saturday night when you're home in your jammies. Here's your 7-day forecast. The weekend always in view. Overall, though, about a 50% coverage of rain. Of course, that's for the entire day. It's not all day. As we head toward Monday, a little bit of a lull before Wednesday's next storm system gets a little closer. And I'll stretch out the European model. We'll take a look at the next 5 days and have more on that for you when I see you again, Darlene.
All right, thanks, Tom. After the break, how Advent Health helped this woman beat her cancer with the practice now commonplace at other Central Florida hospitals.
Weather from Severe Weather Center 9 is brought to you by the law offices of Attorney Dan Newland.
Central Florida is getting real about inequality.
From policing reforms, healthcare, and affordable housing for all.
And Eyewitness News is committed to bringing you these stories.
It's an opportunity for all views to be heard.
Central Florida gets real on Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Name a way you like your weather and your women.
Dirty.
This group of dudes completely ignored the question. Them boys got in that huddle. How you like them, dog?
5 days a week, you'll be saying, what the feud?
I expected in the low 80s. It's going to be partly dirty today.
A cancer diagnosis is no doubt overwhelming. This year marks 5 years since one local hospital took a new approach, though, to treating certain types of cancer. Channel 9's Carla Ray spoke to one of the first patients to go through this process about how it helped her beat the illness. And here is more good news. She will join other survivors at Cranes Roost Park this weekend for the Susan G. Komen More Than Pink Walk. The opening ceremony starts at 9:30, and Carla Ray will be there to help co-host the event. If you are worried about saving up for retirement, you're not alone. Coming up, how Congress is trying to help people plan for the future. Plus, thousands of Central Florida voters will have to cast their ballots in a new location. Why voters worry this new polling place won't cut it. And next, a woman was stabbed to death outside of an Orange County gym this morning. What we now know about the suspect, who is sitting in jail tonight.
When we get a big story and we learn about breaking news, that's our jam.
There is a team of journalists putting their resources together to find out what happened.
Calling their sources, the drones going up.
So that we can make sure that every angle of the story is covered.
And we're using all of that to bring you with us during the story. Anyone can be first, but you have to get it right.
We take that responsibility of making sure our information is accurate seriously.
Credibility is at the core of Eyewitness News.
It's going to shake up your day if you don't know what to expect when you leave your house.
You may need the umbrella at lunchtime. You may not need it on the way home.
We'll worry about your commute, what's going to impact you on the roads, how to dress your kids so they're prepared.
Because it's not a fun day when you run into something you didn't expect.
I want you safe. I want you safe and your family safe as you go about your day.
We're here to help you prepare for it.
We've got you.
Us three, we're on top of it.
Eyewitness News this morning. Live weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m. Live Doppler 9 radar on Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Early warning Doppler 9 radar, 1 million watts of power. I get a complete 360-degree perspective of the storms around the area every 30 seconds.
Using advanced technology to give you early warning.
The technology behind Severe Weather Center 9 is second to none, and our team of meteorologists knows how to dissect that.
During severe weather, trust the latest tools in the hands of the most experienced team. Only on Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
This is the man who police say stabbed a woman to death outside of an Ocoee gym. He's in jail tonight. Shannon King was arrested this afternoon. Investigators say he killed Jessica Stingelman in the shopping center on West Colonial Drive between Blueford Avenue and McGuire Road. Police told us they were grateful for the bystanders who jumped in and held the suspect until they arrived.
To know that we still have good Samaritans and people that are willing to step in and do the right thing. And in this case, we had more than one person do that, and we thank them tremendously. They're the ones that are going to be able to help us piece some of the pieces together.
Ocoee police told us this was not a random crime, and it appears King and the victim knew each other. State troopers are looking for a driver who took off from the scene of a deadly crash. Investigators say the driver veered out of the lane and hit a pedestrian 2 weeks ago here on Poinciana Boulevard near Vineland Road. The 48-year-old Kissimmee man died last week. Investigators say the car they're looking for may be a silver 2011 Hyundai Elantra. It should have damage to the front right area. If you have any details that could help detectives, call state troopers or crime line. The suspect in a deadly shooting in Orange County saw a judge today for the first time. Wayne Grant Jr.'s bond was set at $500,000. According to the arrest affidavit, an eyewitness told police Grant kept threatening her at her home near John Young Parkway and Orange Blossom Trail on Wednesday. Investigators say he was looking for a car. Police trespassed Grant from the home, but he returned with other people. Investigators say an argument led Grant to shooting 7 people, killing one of them. We have new video tonight showing the dramatic rescue of a truck driver after a crash. Take a look at this. You can see the cab hanging off the bridge over the Ohio River in Louisville, Kentucky. A firefighter was then lowered from a ladder and used a rope and pulley to bring them both back to safety. That is incredible.
She was cool as a cucumber. I spoke to some of our brothers and sisters with the Teamsters. They said that she is a military veteran, and I'd obviously helped her keep her calm because she was amazing.
Oh, that is an understatement. 2 other vehicles were involved in the crash. One person was taken to a local hospital. No doubt could have been a lot worse. The governor here in Florida vetoed a measure to ban children under the age of 16 from having social media accounts. Critics argue this bill was unconstitutional. There were concerns that it violated the First Amendment. State lawmakers are working on another version, which could be discussed next week, which is also the end of the 60-day legislative session. Things are looking good for Central Florida's largest industry. Visit Orlando presented the state of the tourism market to county leaders today, showing projected growth for hotel performance in the next year. Sabrina Majori reports leaders are optimistic about growth. One of Central Florida's busiest tourist areas will soon have a new traffic pattern. FDOT will convert the I-4 and Sand Lake Road interchange into a diverging diamond interchange. Officials say this work should improve safety there and reduce all of the traffic here in Central Florida. Construction is expected to start next Friday. People who test positive for COVID-19 no longer need to isolate from others for at least 5 days, according to new guidelines released by the CDC today. This is in line with the agency's advice for other types of respiratory infections like the flu and RSV. The CDC now says people who have COVID-19 should stay home until they have been fever-free without medication for at least 24 hours and their symptoms are improving. The state-backed Citizens Property Insurance is offloading thousands of policies this week. State regulators approved plans for 3 insurers to take nearly 55,000 policies from citizens in May. Slide Insurance could take up to 25,000, American Integrity up to 19,000, and Security First could take up to 10,000. Citizens had more than 1.1 million policies as of last week. If you feel like you can't afford to retire, you are not alone. 57 million Americans cannot save through work, according to a recent survey. Channel 9's Kirsten Garris reports lawmakers are taking a closer look at what can be done to help you prepare for the future. Starting today, anyone in Leesburg is adding a service fee to its electric bill. City officials say it would cost taxpayers $450,000 this year to continue paying the fee. People who use e-check or ACH will have to pay a $1 convenience fee. Credit and debit card users will have to pay a $3.50 fee. 9 Investigates has uncovered another shortfall within the Social Security Administration. Why agency leaders say it's taking more than 6 months to process new applications. Next, Tom?
Right now, we're going to expect some late evening thunderstorms on your Saturday night. Of course, we've got a launch we're going to be watching over there, too. And keeping an eye on even more rain. I'm updating Future Track coming up. It's a privilege to be Central Florida's chief meteorologist. It's something that I take internally. I've spent the last half of my life doing this every day in Central Florida. We pool all of our resources here in Severe Weather Center 9 to give you the latest advanced warning so you can take those early steps to keep your family safe. You have to build that trust over the years, and that's what I always strive for every day. Keep building trust. I try to get every day right, and I won't stop. I'm here to keep you safe.
Right now, about 1 million Americans who have applied for Social Security disability benefits are still waiting for an answer. Investigative reporter Shannon Butler has been following this issue now for the last year and explains why the holdup is not likely to improve anytime soon. The Social Security Administration sent us a statement saying that staffing continues to play a significant role. Last year, 2,500 employees were hired, but there's now a hiring freeze. A spokesperson told us that the average wait time for a decision increased from 218 to 228 days. The representative adds efforts to improve customer service will stall if they do not receive sufficient funding to maintain level staffing with the end of the fiscal year 2023. A lunar lander that launched from our space coast has officially gone to sleep before Odysseus lost power yesterday. It sent one final picture. The bright spot you see here in the middle is Earth. There is a chance that the landers will power back up, but it may not. Because
we think it will.
It depends on the weather, right? It sounds
Well, the solar panels are not aligned properly, right? Because the thing is on its side. So they're not getting as much solar as they normally would to keep it powered, but there's redundancy in a lot of things. So we hope in a few days when the sun comes back up over
crossed.
there. Yeah, Odysseus, that's pretty cool. They're still doing little experiments up there.
I love that. There's so much happening in the space industry
Wait till we get back up there.
Yes.
Wait till we get boots on the ground, as it were. Here's a live view downtown Orlando, 71 degrees. We are mostly overcast here tonight. Beautiful night, though. Temperature 70s, and we're going to stay on the warm side. Really, I don't have another big cold front. For another week or so at least. So right now temperature is certainly warmer than last night when that cold front dipped in. We're plus 11, plus 10, but now the front's way up here in response to this storm that kind of torqued on it and pulled it back north. That's why we've had that south wind and a pretty warm night tonight. Showers out here in the Gulf of Mexico are starting to wind down. Just a little sprinkle coming through parts of Marion County. And as far as any additional rain tonight along the coast, the rain is still pretty much offshore. But let me stretch out Future Track. Here's the Euro. So we'll start early tomorrow. A little bit of light rain here to the north. Storm complex in the Gulf of Mexico. But we've made it all the way through the afternoon. Here's the early evening without a whole lot going on. Scatter storms starting to pop up here, and you can see where the moisture is more plentiful further offshore. But I think we'll get a little kick through here and some scattered late night storms. Of course, we are going to try to have that rocket launch on Saturday night. Not sure if we're going to have good weather for that. But as we head through Sunday morning, could see a few early downpours and then a little break by the lunch hour, and then some late afternoon downpours Sunday, mainly over here along the west coast because the winds are going to switch directions. direction again. And as we head toward Monday, the better chance for rain down in South Florida. And then from Tuesday to Wednesday next week, you see the bright colors return. There's going to be yet another front coming in. So this is part of this transition from winter to spring, where the fronts come down and they kind of bob and weave. We get another one. So higher rain chances overall. And for Bike Week, the numbers look pretty high here, but don't be undaunted because these are going to be mainly scattered late in the day. First part of the day looks pretty good. Sunday looks pretty good. Monday looks even better as the rain moves more towards South Florida. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, this will be a time to really keep an eye on here as the storms will start developing and moving toward the coast. So we'll be watching that, and I'll be updating you. I'm working for George this weekend, so you're stuck with me. We'll be watching this together. Lake Mary, Longwood, scattered mainly late day storms. And again, it looks like Tuesday, Wednesday, a higher rain coverage there. 7-day forecast, the weekend always in view. There's lots of lightning and lots of raindrops on there, but it's not going to be all day rain. Saturday, Sunday, scattered mainly late day downpours. Monday, a little bit quieter, rain chance down to 40%. And then from Tuesday to Wednesday, we up the rain chance again. And I'm hoping that we'll finally get a break in this semi-wet pattern by the end of next week. Jared?
All right, Tom. Rivals Orlando City and Inter Miami will meet for the second time in the Lionel Messi era. Head coach Oscar Pereira says the club is focused on playing their game and not getting caught up in the Messi hype. We've got that and more in sports next.
There are many sides.
I feel like fun today.
To every story.
But I can flip any minute.
From dramatic.
Lot of drama with the mamas.
To just plain crazy.
Who wanted bacon?
TV 27's Court Block has them all.
You got it one more time.
Watch weekdays at 10 a.m.
Don't play with me, okay?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Brought to you by the Leach Firm. Injured in an accident, hurt at work, or problem on the job? Reach for Leach.
Name an animal the wife doesn't mind her husband calling her.
Piggy.
Don't do that.
Family Feud.
Weeknights starting at 6:30 on TV 27.
Orlando City heads south to play Inter Miami in their second MLS outing to start the season. It'll also be the second time the Lions face Inter Miami in the Lionel Messi era. So close. We almost had a sweep today between the baseball team.
That would have been nice. I love you giving love to the softball team as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got your baseball players out tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow.
Well, I'll be asleep if you need me. Here's what's going on in the morning. We'll be in the upper 60s, low to mid 70s. It's not going to be a chilly morning at all. We're going to have a warm afternoon and some scattered late day downpours. Could threaten the rocket launch. Timing, though, we'll keep it on the radar.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you for the good baseball weather. Appreciate you.
Thanks for getting up early with us.
Yes, and thank you all for joining us.
Have a good night.